Hey there, fellow adventurer. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Bye. You won't want to miss our next thrilling episode. Uh, as a seasoned adventurer in Faerun, I've noticed that conditions in uh, Baldur's Gate 3 really make every battle count today. Uh, Whether you're a powerful mage or a fierce fighter, these conditions can make your break your game, or make your game, so you can make your game with your game. One such condition that I've been fascinated with is the wrath. It's like having a personal jus de la vie during combat, and doubles as a defensive measure to keep your foes at bay. uh, with that said, let's venture into the world of Baldur's Gate 3 and explore 10 standout status effects that can enhance your gameplay experience. Um, well, I will be demon stating. It's not no often. They're finding melee builds to stack up their weapon damage. Wrath is an ability that players can acquire early on using certain potent gear. It allows the user to amass wrath during their turns by dashing, sustaining damage, uh, or starting around with less than half of their health remaining. Increasing melee weapon damage by 1 for each stack accumulated, up to a maximum of 7 stacks, is the effect of Wrath. This additional damage is significant for characters like barbarians and fighters who aim to maximize the damage from each attack. And not to see, if you could, that would talk about especially just mental exhaustion is a status effect that both players and certain enemies can inflict on each other. It commonly occurs alongside psychic harm and reduces the affected entity's chances of success in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based saving throws by 1 for every instance. Players can employ the mental inhibition ring or the charm to impose this state on adversaries. Mental fatigue is particularly effective at making enemies miss their spell saving throws, such as those against suggestions or hypnotic patterns. 8 arcane synergy complements a spellblade's skills. Arcane synergy is a simple but powerful effect that combines magic and might. It benefits spellcasters who are focusing on spells with a chance of extra damage or stun chance on a hit. Uh, uh, Additionally, it pairs well with elemental damage, as it can be linked with both cold and lightning charges, with 7 stacks of arcane synergy. Your damage output will soar. Number 7, Dancing Lights, increases the whole party's defense. Dancing Lights is an effect that enhances visibility during combat and lowers the likelihood of enemy attacks landing effectively. It imposes a penalty of -1 on attack rolls for each stack accumulated, with a maximum of 10 stacks. It serves as a defensive measure, safeguarding everyone in the party. Dancing Lights is particularly useful when multiple enemies are attacking simultaneously, as it can prevent attacks from hitting, buying you precious time and protection. 6, Force Conduit provides heightened protection. Force Conduit serves as a protective barrier that players can employ to lessen damage from specific attacks. Players can gain stacks of this shield through the use of the Resilient Mail, Rippling Force Mail, and Swire's Sledboard. For each stack of Force Conduit, the user suffers one less unit of physical damage. Players can expect to face fewer strategic challenges due to the defense-oriented nature of this condition. Reverberation is a great effect for shutting enemies down, and students of self. Conflict to reverberation operates similarly to mental fatigue, but it differs in that once 5 stacks of reverberation have accumulated, creatures suffer 1d4 points of thunder damage and may be forced to fall prone. It temporarily disables their ability to retaliate, disrupts their concentration on spells, and slows them down for their next turn. Knocking enemies prone is essential in battles, and reverberation is a great way to achieve that. 4 momentum is useful for navigating a battlefield. Movement plays a significant role in gameplay due to its impact on positioning and range during combat. Characters who have more movement options usually fare better, and momentum increases their movement speed directly. This is it's a great way to outmaneuver your opponents and position yourself strategically, and trying to see everything about the body told to have better feeding, talking about the body who took them across the city, can then on finally. Radiating Orb is another effect that enhances visibility during combat and lowers the likelihood of enemy attacks landing effectively, similar to Dancing Lights. Moreover, it imposes a penalty on attack rolls for each stack accumulated with a maximum of 10 stacks. It can prevent attacks from hitting, buying you precious time and protection, and has indirect benefits against enemies hit while under its influence. And then to wet and chilled are distinct from other conditions as they are more commonly viewed as environmental impacts rather than status effects on opponents. Many players construct builds to inflict these effects on enemies, enhancing their damage output. Freezing a damp foe will temporarily immobilize it, making it susceptible to various types of attacks. 1 Arcane Acuity is the perfect ability for any battle mage. Arcane Acuity raises spell attack and saving throw difficulty classes by 1 for each instance of it, with a maximum stack of 10 instances. This enhancement can transform abilities that are typically challenging to utilize, such as in Oathbreaker's Control Undead, into assured outcomes. It benefits every spellcaster in the game. With that said, thank you for watching, and until next time.